Alright, so deep thoughts. This video is gonna suck, and what it'll do is maybe it'll set the bar for making me feel like I have to make it up to you for the weekend. You know, something fun, a little bit lighthearted. Homosexuality. Boy action. Girl action. What is it that offends either side? Breaking it down. There's a anarchist debate over it a few years ago, and somebody proposed a theory that homosexuality in a species is a result of overpopulation. There's even some sort of a graph I saw, and I can't really remember where it is to reference it, where it talked about how, say, in an austere or hard times, species are much less likely to procreate than they are when times are good and there are circumstances of abundance, like a physiological response. So check this out. Somewhere, maybe in our deep subconscious, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to come up with this profound realization. There's something in the genetic code of certain people that have a driving force to continue the species. So, some of us, we see a baby, a small infant child, and we feel a deep need, not even a want, a deep need to actually protect this thing. Similar response happens when a person sees something that appears to be a female. It's subconscious for some, it seems. I know it is for me. And the reason I say some is there are others, and I couldn't really tell you how to find the video for it, but somewhat famous of a YouTuber, Skallagrim Nilsson. He's that chubby, bearded guy from Norway or some shit, does a lot of sword videos. He made a video about how he sees babies as human larvae. He has no interest in children whatsoever. So we're all built different, and we all see things different. And I'm thinking, beyond our religion or the scope of our religious beliefs, and we'll get into that in a second, in this video, I promise, to see others displaying behavior that doesn't want to continue the species, such as homosexuality. Obviously, a homosexual union doesn't create an infant. A person born a male who lives a lifestyle as a female potentially represents a threat to those who have this deep genetic yearning for the species to continue and to be fulfilled in how they approach it. I don't see much evidence of the process being explained. So say you're on the right side of the, let's call it the Bud Light controversy. If you say it just the way I said it earlier, like it's very important to me that our species being fulfilled. I believe that you demonstrating a lifestyle of this sort poses a threat to how our species is supposed to be fulfilled and thrive. It's like a core tribal instinct. and it's been tapped. Whereas on the left side of the Bud Light controversy, the word is, well, me expressing this and being able to outwardly express this makes me feel fulfilled. And there are others like me who also need to feel fulfilled in this way. Now that, another tribe, is being tapped by maybe an instigator getting in there and saying, hey, do you feel fulfilled? But you don't have this. You don't have that. Are you feeling fulfilled? Well, you don't have this other thing. Look over here. Look at what's going on over here. Oh no, this is what this actually means. Look over here. This is where you're not being fulfilled, and they're not going to let you be fulfilled. And when you're not being allowed to be fulfilled, this is actually killing you. Because everyone who commits suicide, it's as a result of this lack of fulfillment that you're seeing right here that this person is trying to block. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's this instigation of, look at these people that are an affront to your core beliefs, your core fulfillment. That, I believe, is the discussion boiled down a little bit further. My opinion is that if there could be an honest conversation, we could really get somewhere. Because I don't think the human species is going to hinge on a segment of the population displaying behavior that goes against furthering of the species, like the genetic continuation of the species. And if so, why is that behavior weighed any differently than the behavior of, I don't know, say it's a, what do they call it, a cisgender relationship with a man and a woman, and they just elect to not have children? I don't think, in conclusion, I don't think it's as simple as what this is the Great White Stoke, what you're saying as the Civil War being short term, because if these people cannot genetically propagate, then their behavior will die off with them. I say no. I say similar to a fourth generational conflict, what further makes the conflict continue, what allows continued belligerence in this combat, isn't a matter of little babies growing up. It's like cutting off the head of the Hydra. Somebody sees something go wrong, something triggers somebody, something happens to their neighbor, their child, their loved one, their aunt, their uncle. Boom, next thing you know, you got one more generation of the conflict continuing. Those are my thoughts on it. I believe I have a unique perspective on it, as one of the dearest people in my life identifies themselves as being part of the LGBTQ plus community. And I'd like to open this dialogue and continue this dialogue, because I'll tell you what doesn't work. One of my best friends, he's on the right-hand side of the Bud Light can controversy, and it doesn't seem to be helpful for me to needle him. Like whenever something is said, and I just sort of slip it under the carpet, so to speak, and be like, well, that's blindest for you to say that. That's like against blind people to say, I'll see you later. Or I'll be like, that's fattest. That's against fat people to say, got a bit of a weight problem. And it doesn't make him any better. And he's my friend, and I love him. So I'd love to do what makes this better. Especially when this seems to back people into the corner, regardless of the side. and just introduces torment.